to James. No. Coda, get back in here. Now. Naughty, naughty child.
What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another vlog. Today, we are driving Bobby's Evo 10. Yesterday was the first start. Today's the first drive. We do need to get some stuff bled. Here's what we need to do today before we drive the car. Bleed the brakes, the clutch, and then I have to check T-case fluid, trans, engine oil. I'm gonna cut the filter real quick, just to make sure we ain't got no shit in there. It's just what I do after I run a brand new motor for the first time. We need to drain the water, get coolant in it. We have to go to the store to get coolant. Shit, I forgot. And then we can drive the car after we put wheels, tires, front bumper, headlights on the car, then we drive.
New headlights at that.
One thing at a time. I know you're disappointed because your stock headlights look like dog dick, but we need to get the car done and running first before I go sit there and wire new headlights, okay? All right, pump her up and hold her to the forward. We got the clutch bled, but there's a problem. It's too damn soft. It's an ACT mod twin, so it feels just like her STI. Next up, AYC. All right, so we fired up the car. The car is in neutral. The AYC reservoir is full. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna crawl underneath the car and we're gonna do the rear diff first. So there's two ports on the rear diff, and I'm gonna have a hose on one of the ports. I'm gonna crack the bleeder. Bobby's gonna go grab a rear wheel and move it back and forth really, really fast. And then you should hear the pump whine or make some noise. It should push fluid out, and you're gonna leave it open until it's a steady stream, normal bubbles, and then you'll move on to the second port on the rear diff, and then once that one's bled all the way out, no more air bubbles, then you'll hit that transfer case, and as soon as you have no more air or bubbles coming out of all three of those bleeders, you're good to go. AYC is bled. Or you can just hook up with Evo Scan, and I would do that, but I do not have my laptop here, of course. I forgot it at home. All right, that's good. So AYC is bled, clutch is bled, brakes are bled. Right now we have Bobby in the car, threw it in gear, and we are just letting the wheels spin, and that's gonna get all the T-case gear oil where it needs to be and the trans. Then we'll have her shut her off, and I'll pull the fill plugs on both and let them drain to the appropriate gear oil level. And then from there, we're pretty much good. This car doesn't deserve this.
What do you mean?
So all we see inside the filter is some assembly lube. Everything down here looks good. This thing is beautiful and ready for the streets. We're gonna go hit a 2-mile shakedown real quick and make sure everything's good to go on the car, come back, recheck all the fluids, and then just go on a nice evening cruise in Bobby's new Evo 10 that makes absurd amounts of power. How anxious and excited are you, my guy?
I wouldn't say either. I'm more curious.
Went on about a half-mile drive. The steering was not centered, so we came back to the shop, got that old girl centered up, checked all the fluids, and now we are good to go. But check this out, my friends. This is insane. Never thought I would see the day. For the first time in the shop's history, there's more Subarus in the shop than there is Evos. That is not okay. That is not okay. More Subis in the shop than Evos? This is, get out of here. A few things to note. Item number one, this car is amazing. It's so solid. It feels so good. One of the best driving Evos I've driven. The steering is still way off. It does need an alignment. The wheel balance is off. It's still on the check engine light. Bobby was curious on the miles per gallon. So far, we're averaging 22 miles a gallon, which is pretty crazy for a very severely built with 2000cc injectors Evo 10. Here goes the first fill up. Bobby, you're gonna be excited because these tanks are small. You like?
I do. I love. Thank you.
She's a bad bitch. And honestly, we were initially considering, or planning, I guess I should say, on changing the turbo setup. We're gonna go to a ETS kit with a zoner rotor, but we both kind of like the setup so far. I've tipped into it a little bit, and it feels like it's gonna spool similar to like a 6266, but I could be way off because of course we've only brought it to like 4K so far. But yeah, overall, this thing is tits. Last night, Bobby got the car all cleaned up. This morning, went back to the shop. I got the steering readjusted, so the steering wheel is now actually somewhat straight. It's much better than it was before. Double checked fluids. Now we're gonna stack some miles on this thing. So I'm gonna head up to a mountain near us. I wanna get at least 50 miles on the car today so we can get some fresh oil in this thing. So yeah, let's go hit the mountain and see how this car handles and performs. Of course, I'm not gonna beat on it quite yet, but I'll give it a little sauce. to the top of the mountain. Car ran perfect the whole time. I'm trying to be aggressive on it, but not taking it over about 5,000 RPM and not getting into boost at all. If I'm seeing boost, it's like 1 or 2 pounds of boost. So this car is amazing. It handles well. These tires hook up quite well, I must say, in the corners. It does rub a little bit, but yeah, this is a fun car. I'm super excited with how this thing turned out. Excited to get a actual map on this thing, not just the base map, and see what kind of power she's gonna put down on the dyno. We're hoping for at least 800 wheel, which I think this thing's easily capable of doing. All right, let's head back down the mountain, and we gotta go get this oil changed. Probably have to do that tomorrow though. It's getting a little late.